Hello and welcome to the Colt AR-15 Resource. I'm Brent. I am the owner of the Colt AR-15 Resource page. I'm a one-man show. I'm 52. I retired from the Army in 2020 after 32 years of service. The purpose of this video is to just kind of give an introduction to the page and tell a little bit about myself, and then talk about what I hope to do in 2023 and 2024. I apologize if my voice is nasally. I've had a broken nose in the past. The Army did some surgery on it, kind of messed it up. I may have to have the surgery redone. So if that really stands out in the video, I apologize. I try to minimize that, but it is what it is. So my foundation of interest in the Colt AR-15 platform is rooted in the Time Life series of books that I had when I was younger, and also in my time in the military. Looking through the Time Life books as a kid, the images of the M16 and the XM1772s and the GAU-5s always jumped out at me because they were so different from the M1 Grands and the Springfields and the BARs that I was used to seeing in the World War II and Korean War books. And also the Vietnam reading and my interest in the M16 was a part of the influence of me joining the Army at 17. Once I found out I could get paid to carry around an M16 and also learn how to shoot, I was like, hey, sign me up. I'm all in. And the Army was also a way for me to get away from some bad things that were going on in my life at the time. I didn't anticipate it being a career, but 32 years later, I retired. So that was a great thing. While I was in the Army, I carried the M16A1, the M16A2, M16A4, the M4 carbine, and M4A1 carbine. And I really started going down the dark hole of Colt ARs when I was in the cloning community. I was very active in the CRA U.S. Weapons Group on Facebook. I've always had a deep interest in the SOCOM SOTMOD program. And the Colt M4A1 carbine was the foundation for SOTMOD Block 1. So as I was researching the SOTMOD program and the M4A1 specifically, my interest started branching off into other Colt variants of the AR-15. I've had some people address me as the Colt expert. I adamantly refuse that label. I am nowhere near an expert. I've been fortunate to learn some things. I've been fortunate to own some rare Colt AR-15 pieces, but I'm far from an expert. Matter of fact, some of you watching this video know more about Colt ARs than I probably ever will, and some of you have even probably forgotten more than I'll ever know. So I'm always excited to pick up bits and pieces from some of your posts and some of the information you guys share with me, because there's always something for me to learn. I'm learning every day. So if I was to label myself, I would label myself as a student of the Colt AR-15. The secondary effect of that is being a collector. Unfortunately, to really learn about something, you got to get it in your hands and be able to look at it a lot of times. So I've been fortunate to develop a pretty good collection as well. But I'm a student. I'm always learning. I'll never consider myself an expert, but I appreciate the graciousness of that label. The details of the Colt AR-15 and its various models is what interests me. The roll marks, the part variations, the different forge codes, things like that. I enjoy following the life cycle of a product. Some examples of that is like the Colt SOCOM product line. That product line started back in 2013, and from what I've been able to document, there's really 6 solid variants. And there's differences across those 6 variants between roll marks, rail systems, backup iron sights, stocks, things of that nature. So, excuse me, the details are what really grabs me when it comes to Colt collecting. The Instagram account, my Instagram account was really only intended as a dumping ground for photographs and research images. There was never a day that I imagined it would become a community that people would come to see what I'm posting. Yeah, I knew I might get, 15 or 25 visitors or whatever, but as I sit now, I've got 7,137 followers. In the last 30 days, I've reached 16,000 accounts, and 10,000 of those don't even follow me. So, those numbers are nothing in social media. But to me, it's humbling because I never expected it to even build into anything. Again, my Instagram account was just intended to be an image repository that I could reference on the go. My website is where I try to gather my solid data. I post images there too. I haven't done a very good job putting data there over the last year or two. Had a lot of crazy things going on in life. I've changed jobs. I work 2 jobs now to feed this habit. I work about 75 hours a week. I've got a couple articles there on the website. One is on the Colt prototype that they did for the India multi-caliber assault rifle program. That was a very fascinating program to me, and I was very lucky to have a key piece of that program donated to me when my research became known. I've got an article on there about a Colt and Arms Unlimited joint effort to develop a law enforcement SPR type rifle. And what else do I have on there? An article I did about the Colt subcompact weapon system. And there's a lot of different odds and ends on there. A complaint I get about my website occasionally is that I've got links that don't go to anything, and that's a reality. Some of the links I put on there was intended as a reminder for me to return to that point someday and add data to that link. So it's a bookmark, if you will, for future content. So if you visit my website, you click on a link and it's empty. I apologize, but it is what it is. Goals for 2023 and 2024. First and foremost, this hobby for me is about relationships. I've been very lucky to build some amazing relationships in the collector community. I've also built some relationships in the firearms industry, which I value very much. So every day, every year, goal number 1 is maintain those relationships, build on them, and build new relationships. Sharing knowledge. Sharing knowledge is probably almost a tie for number 1, because the more knowledge I share, the more facts I share, the smarter I help the community become. There's a lot of ignorance and a lot of stupid stuff that gets said on social media about Colt products. And a lot of it seems to be just people parroting whatever the popular rumor is at the time, or whatever the popular insult for Colt is at the time. And so I do my best to put out facts to help counter just some of the blatantly false stuff that's out there. 2024, I hope, will be my big travel year. I'm going to try to do some this year, but 2024, I want to make it to SHOT Show, NRA, the Wanamaker Gun and Knife shows, the SAR shows down in Arizona, things like that. I have a YouTube channel that I started last year. I've been very sporadic on putting video content there. I need to learn more about video. And I want to do more video because video gives you a different perspective on a item than still pictures do. So that's something I hope to build and get better at. I've had people tell me I should monetize in order to for people to get access to some of the data and some of the information I put together. Although it'd be great to make some money doing this, my collection's 100% self-funded. I don't have plans to charge for access to any of it anytime soon. Again, it's a hobby. My joy in it comes from handling items, researching items, and sharing what I learn with you guys. The last thing I want to say is I want to say thank you again to some of those generous contributors that have donated things to me or sold me some very valuable items far under market value that enabled me to own them. I can never repay you guys adequately for the graciousness that you've shown, and I will do my part to pay it forward to others in the hobby as I go forward. So thank you guys for stopping by, being a part of the community. I love sharing your posts and your information, so keep tagging me, keep sending me photos, keep sending me information, and I appreciate all of you. Talk to you again soon.